In the past few years, concussions in football has been a very popular topic. Playing football since the age of 5, I never really experienced a serious knockout concussion. In today's game though, there is at least one concussion in every game. Players are now getting bigger, faster, and stronger, so the contact is getting harder and harder. So the question is, are the new rules being added putting the players in safer hands or making it more dangerous? In case you don't know what a concussion is, it is an injury to the head which causes a temporary loss of brain function. You might experience headaches, loss of consciousness, amnesia, or slowed reaction times. People who have had one concussion, chances are pretty high to have another. With a concussion, you should reduce doing things such as playing video games, texting, or physical contact. If that doesn't explain it enough for you, take a look at this.
Every year, over 100,000 concussions occur in all levels of football, and 60% of these are from head-to-head collisions. In an impact lasting just 15 milliseconds, a player's head, on average, experiences almost 100 Gs of force, and collisions on special teams can result in forces of up to 190 Gs. In the NFL, the average speed of a head-to-head impact, the velocity of both heads combined, is 20 miles per hour, with the struck player's head decelerating 14 miles per hour. According to studies done by Sports Science's chief medical advisor, Dr. Basil Aish, this 15 millisecond impact is equivalent to getting smashed in the head with a sledgehammer. In the last 10 years, the average number of days a concussed player is out has more than doubled, and even improved helmet technology is only able to reduce an 80 G impact to 40 Gs, still several times when an F-16 pilot experiences, and more than enough to cause a concussion or neck fracture. For Sports Science on ESPN, I'm John Brinkus.
I don't know about you, but hearing that the force of these hits are equivalent to getting hit in the head with a sledgehammer is terrifying. So you're probably wondering, if the rules are being added to prevent this, how can the league get any more dangerous? Well, take a look at this.
Bend over backwards as he gets hit by number 36, DJ Swearington.
That was Miami Dolphins tight end Dustin Keller, who missed the entire 2013 season because of a torn ACL, MCL, and PCL, and also a dislocated knee. This is an effect of the new rules. Because players are afraid to be penalized, they are now aiming low so they don't hit the opposing player in the head. Now, after seeing these two injuries, would you rather get a concussion or the injury to your leg? Before you answer that, also ask yourself, would you rather the injury that caused memory loss and maybe death at a young age, or the injury that may cause you to walk with a limp at an older age? USA Today Sports interviewed nearly 300 players in the NFL, asking what body part they were most concerned about injuring in the game. Nearly 50% said knees, 25% said the head, and 25% said none. These numbers say that these group of players would rather have a concussion than have knee problems. But these players are thinking short term. They aren't thinking about their life after the NFL. In this same article, Chicago Bears running back Michael Bush said, "Anytime you can avoid hits to the head, it's great. But if you get hit in your knees, that's your career." I agree with him. One big hit to your knees could potentially end your career, but you take that chance every time you go out into the football field with the possibility of receiving a career-ending injury with any body part. Repeated hits to the head could end your career and potentially your life. The NFL is still a business, and the players still need to make money. I understand with a concussion you can come back in a week or two, and with a dislocated knee, it could potentially end your whole season. However, thinking long term, how can you live life not remembering things that occur in your everyday life? I mean, with a knee injury, sure you might walk with a limp or might not be able to run, but at least you'll remember how the injury happened. As you may know by now, concussions in the NFL are causing the league to add many rules. One rule added prohibits hits to a wide receiver's head and neck while he is considered defenseless. Take a look.
If there's anything you can do, they've implemented the rule. It's hard for the player.
This is the perfect example of the receiver being considered defenseless and getting hit in the neck or head area. The defending team was penalized 15 yards for the play. Now, another rule states if a player launches himself and uses his helmet, shoulder, or forearm to make contact to the head or neck area of an opponent, he will be flagged no matter what position the target's position on the field.
He's going to get another one.
Deserved.
If you are wondering what getting hit with a sledgehammer looks like in football, well, that's what it looks like. This third rule bans players from using the crown of their helmet in the open field, like Trent Richardson does here. These rules are not only for the people on defense, but also the offense. Running backs can no longer do what Trent Richardson just did, lowered his head into the opponent's chest. No use of helmets or the head will be allowed anymore. Unlike old times when a player lost a helmet, the play continued. Now, the play is immediately ruled dead. Lastly, during field goal and extra point attempts, the defense cannot position any player on the line directly across from the snapper, who's considered to be in a defenseless position. Fans are used to seeing those big boom hits, but will be seeing much less of that in the years to come. Players are not only being penalized in games, but are also losing money out of their paychecks. Brett Favre, future Hall of Famer, said, "I've talked to several doctors, asking them about my symptoms, and one of them is not being able to finish a sentence or not remembering a word, a specific word. I've noticed lately. If there's any symptom at all, that's one of them that shows the most." Well, Favre also said later on that when he began playing football, he knew what he was getting into, so he wouldn't knock the rules that were already set. Philadelphia Eagles former running back Brian Westbrook is another one who was affected by concussions at only 33 years old, suffering from short-term memory loss, trouble recalling facts, or retaining new material moments after he has been told them. Scientists examined Junior Seau's brain and announced that they found evidence of a neurological disease linked to concussions. These are just a few former players who are experiencing problems from concussions. There are high school and youth players all around the world who are experiencing changes in lives because of concussions, which is a sad thing to see. With or without these rules, injuries are going to occur. Personally, playing football from ages 5 to 14, I admit a blow to the knees or tearing anything on my legs would have been devastating. But I no longer play sports, so imagine repeated concussions messing up my brain and me as an 18-year-old having memory loss. So yes, I believe the new rules will benefit the player's safety. Sure, it will change the game and may make watching football less exciting, but we as fans have to realize that these players are humans whose bodies can take but so much damage. Big hits on the defense side of the ball are fun to watch, but these are people's lives that are in danger in the long run. The average football player career comes to an end around the age of 32, so what is their life going to be like after? Sure, you might have leg problems when you get older because of the addition to the new rules, but at least you will be here to experience life.
Here comes the, y'all don't really want it like